what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video. In today's video, it's news time. It's news time. As you guys can see, we have the information for the God of the Sun Divine or Decisive Battle in the Skies Super Sugo Fest for Gear 5 Luffy and Legend Momo. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a bit of a should you summon video slash where to summon, where to spend your gems. Because, spoiler, yes, I do think you should be summoning. I know Anniversary was only around the corner, and you guys probably spent a lot of your gems there, but we knew this was coming. Everyone was saying, make sure you have enough gems for this moment, because this character is coming. And here he is. And there is confirmed he is getting a 6+ of the same type, the same classes, so it does seem like this guy's getting an upgrade, which is crazy, because in theory, this guy's already like a top 3 character, and the fact that they're going to make him better with a super evolution, well, we can assume that, right, is going to be crazy. But like I said, it's a should you summon video, where to summon video, all that good stuff. Belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. As you can see, August 5th, 1700 PST to October 13th, 1859 PST. So the banner is coming 2 hours earlier than normal. So I'll be live streaming when the banner actually goes live. I do have an event on later in the day, so this works perfectly for me. So make sure to head over to Twitch, twitch.tv /StumpD Gacha. Make sure to join the live summons. It's going to be a lot of fun. Part 1 is coming tomorrow. It's just part 1, but the other parts will be coming down the line. As you can see here, the Amber Crystal Skull for Monkey D. Luffy to Super Evolve will be available in various events throughout September. So make sure you're playing the game. Make sure you're playing through September, because that's going to be good. Alright, so let's take a look at the banners. Let's scroll on down, and let's have a look. We're getting one free multi for the Super Sugo Fest banner, which is awesome. You love that. I'll break down the news and stuff for the other stuff coming later. And we have the new characters. So we have Gear 5 Luffy, we have a Legend Dragon Momo, and then we have a Komurasaki and a Denjiro. Basically for when they take down, what's his name? Orochi. So, love to see that. They're going to be boosted in upcoming events. They're going to be very, very good for the Blitz. We're having a Blitz battle, so yeah, you probably want to get your hands on these characters if you are a ranker. And obviously, if you're like an in-game player, you're going to be summoning anyway, so let's be real. Part 1 will have Luffy and Momo. Part 2 will have Luffy. And then Part 3 will have Momo. Now, as for the Super Sugo Fests, buckle yourselves in, because this is going to be a repeat of Film Red Celebration. Last year, they did a celebration, if you guys went around for it, for Film Red, where they introduced Uzo as a Super Sugo. On then the 27th of the same month, we got Shanks. And then for the treasure map for the next month in September, we got a Luffy. Buckle yourselves in, because this is going to be the exact same structure. And as you guys can see here, September 8th is when Part 2 and Part 3 goes away. That's going to be about a week into that next banner. And then obviously we'll have another banner after that. So just be mindful when you go crazy on your spending. That we're going to have more characters down the line. They could work with Luffy. They couldn't. They might not work with Luffy. Remember, Luffy's getting a 6+. So there's a lot of stuff that could come later down the line. And as to the timeline of One Piece at the moment, obviously like Law and Kid and their awakenings, there's stuff they could do there. They might do 6+. They might do a new legend. Who knows there? But if you're a huge fan of those, you might want to save some gems there. Plus, probably a new Kaido, maybe a new Big Mom. There's some stuff around the corner. That's what I'm trying to say. And don't go too crazy, because Film Red was a killer for some people. And unfortunately, they are doing it again. And I do understand why. Because money. I like money. But also, we have so many Super Sugos in the game. If you start chucking them all on Part 2s and Part 3s, it dilutes the pool so drastically and makes these banners way more value than what they should be for the company. So, it is what it is. Take it with a grain of salt. But just remember, Part 1 is around until October 13th. October 13th. So, a smart man, a wise man, or a wise woman, if you're watching, would go in on Part 2 and Part 3, and then just keep Part 1 around if you want to do more summons later. We're going to get lots of gems, lots of events. It is a celebration, so they are generous with this kind of stuff. If they throw units at us, lots of them, they usually throw lots of gems. Not enough to make up for the units, but they still throw a lot of gems our way nonetheless. As for the Sugo structure, it's basically exactly the same as what we got for Film Red. Like, there's no real differences that I can see here. The first, I'm not going to go through it. We all love this pool. It's a rate boosted character. This is kind of good nowadays to get your hands on the rare recruits, but still, like, at least make it rate boosted or Sugo rare. Like, throw us a bone here. However, remember, this does include the Sugo characters that are rate boosted for part 1. So just be mindful of that. Second, third, fourth, fifth, so that's very good value, are all a Sugo character, and then it starts to get shitty after that. The 6th multi is a rate boosted Sugo, then the 10th to 15th is the same. 20th is a Super Sugo Fest. 25th multi is a 50% chance at all Sugo Rares characters. Let me know in the comment section below if you're going to be the one to test it. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. And the last pull on part 1 is a limited pull Super Sugo Fest character. So it'd be like a 1 in 4 Super Sugo character. This sucks. I really wish it was just Luffy or Momo. I just don't see why it wouldn't be. Remember, Momo's not a Super Sugo, so he's not in this pool. So it should just be like a select Sugo Fest character, and then just have Momo, Luffy. That's it, ideally. But if they wanted to chuck more at us, then like make it 4 units. But at least have Luffy and Momo there, for crying out loud. As for part 2 and part 3, it does change a little bit. You does go to a rate boosted or Sugo rare character here, because these pools have a selected character pool. So just be mindful of that. The 4th multi and the 6th multi are no longer as good value, so you lose out there. But obviously your chance of pulling either Momo or Luffy on their respective banner does get a lot higher. You get a Sugo on that step, and then 5th, 8th, 25th is a limited pool Sugo rare, and then the 10th and the 20th has a super pool limited, super pool Sugo rare character, and then on the 30th, you're guaranteed Luffy or you're guaranteed Momo. Now, I do know the Donnies are going to go for Rush, level 5 Luffy, obviously summon on part 2. Like, just do it. Wait for part 2, come back to part 1, or then spend a little bit on part 1 and then come to part 2, and then vice versa. But for every single player that's playing the game, new player or endgame player, I do think that the first 6 multis, just like Anniversary as well, the first 6 multis are very, very good value. If you want to splurge a little bit, go to the 10th, because you're guaranteed another 2 legends there, and then you have another 2 regular pulls of the 7th and the 9th being rate boosted. Be mindful too, this is a 15% red rate. 15%, and part 1 has every single Sugo Fest character on the game. Well, including Super Sugos, because it is a super banner. I actually didn't see if it has anniversary characters. I doubt it would, because it's not an anniversary, right? So every single Super Sugo should be here. Super Sugo Fest only characters and Standard Sugo Fest characters are collectively called Sugo characters. So it has every character in the game that's not an anniversary character. So K-Dad, Waifu, Zoro, the ASL batch. Those types of characters won't be there, but every Super Sugo will be, which is very, very good, because if you're chasing stuff like Nami, Uta, who else is really, really good? Roger Whitebeard, Straw Hat Crew V2, you can pick them up on part 1. The chance is a lot lower. Like, listen to my words when I say that. The chance is a lot lower, and I wouldn't chase them here. But for the first 6 multis, it's great to see if Nami pops up, or if Kaido vs Yamato pops up, or Robin pops up on part 1 as a regular Sugo. It's such a good feeling. Moving down to the banner now. Let's take a look at the actual banners themselves, and let's take a look at what's worth summoning on and where to spend your gems. Now, obviously, if you want Luffy, summon on part 2. If you want Momo, summon on part 3. Pretty self-explanatory, skip part 1 altogether. However, if you'd like to summon, or you're a bit of a whale, a bit of a dolphin, or you've been saving your gems, don't be afraid to splash out a little bit here, you know? Try your luck on part 1. There's a lot of good characters, so there's a lot of good stuff. The rate boosted characters for part 1 look a little bit like this. You have Shanks and Buggy there, which is nice. Alba, very, very good character. Hawkins isn't too bad too. Sop Sop is great. Kino and Denjiro's very, very good. And then the rest are just level limit break fodder. Like, if you don't have Cat Viper, that's cool. Rayleigh's good for Local Sea Monster. But that top row, like half of it's really good. And then you got like Sop Sop. So not a bad pull. And obviously you've got Luffy there as well as the Super Sugo Fest rate boosted character. And then you have this. And this is where it gets juicy. Look at that pool. You have Zoro. You have Sanji. You have Luffy Yamato. Like Nami. Like, that is disgusting. And that's why doing the first 6 multis on part 1, I would highly recommend everyone doing. Like, everyone doing. Now, if you've only got like 300 gems and you really, really want Luffy, go on part 2. If you've got like 500 to 600 gems and you're like, I want to do some multis here, but I want to do some multis there. Part 1, 6 multis, man. Like, that's a good value. Really good value. The limited pool Sugo Fest characters are going to be Luffy, Luffy Yamato, Uta, and Super 10 Luffy. Now, this is actually a really, really good pull. Even for me, who summons a lot, this is a really good pull. Only Super 10 and Luffy is like the only one I'm like, whatever. I don't want. Uta, I'm kind of like, yeah, cool. Like, it's a dupe for my 3rd Uta. But Luffy Yamato honestly holds so much value in the game, and a lot of people discredit that. And then obviously Gear 5 being the newest Super Sugo Fest too, so very, very cool stuff. Part 1 honestly looks really good. I'm a Part 1 PD, and I'm not being biased here. It actually looks really, really good. As for Part 2, you have Verse Kaido Yamato, Luffy, and Law, and then Luffy himself. That's shit. Honestly, that is such a shit Super Sugo Fest pull. Law is... Who gives a shit about Law? They're giving us a free banner that you can pull Law on, by the way. You can pull Law, not you will. You can. So, cool. Again, Super Tandem Luffy, he's just been outdated. Like, we've had 3 anniversary / Super Sugo Luffys since then. He's still a good unit, but, like, he was the first Super Tandem character. So, like... Verse Kaido Yamato holds a lot of value because it's 2 for 1, so that's good. And then you got the new, Gear 5. As for the regular pool, this regular pool looks nice. Queen is amazing. Verse Whitebeard and Verse Blackbeard are amazing. Robin Koala, one of the newest characters, is great that you can see there. But as for the rest, Rayleigh Gaban holds a lot of value for a lot of people's accounts. As for the rest, though, there ain't too much here that's popping. You got a lot of level limit break fodder, stuff like V2 Rayleigh, Chopper, Brook, Nami Robin. But that middle echelon of characters, besides maybe like Robin Jinbei, none of them are really worth anything. Bar maybe Boa for like Grand Voyage and Marco for XP. But Marco's getting like replaced by Momo. So if you pull Momo, you're not going to use Marco. Limited pool characters. The limited pool looks good though. The limited pool looks very good. You have the Super Sugos there. Robin Jinbei as like the weakest link out of the good characters. Like you have some fodder there. Marco if you're missing XP captains. If you're a newer player. Queen, fantastic. Rayleigh Gaban, great value. Verse, Whitebeard, and Blackbeard is the big component that I see on this banner. Having Alba on Part 1 is great, but having Verse, Whitebeard, and Blackbeard here is just phenomenal. And then as for the Super Limited pool, that is a very good Super Limited pool step, though. Whilst the Super Sugos suck, they just dropped Law out. And I would like to see Law over maybe like Zoro and Sanji. But that Super Limited pool step is actually very, very good. The downside to it is only like 4 of it is like, you know, the rest is like you could pull off tickets. So it's like, yay. And then for Part 3, you have the Super Sugos of Uta, Roger Whitebeard, Odin, and Luffy Yamato. They had to chuck Odin there, didn't they? They just had to chuck Odin there just cause. Oh man, that sucks. That's still a really, really good part. Roger Whitebeard's still one of the best subs in the game, if not one of the best characters in the game. Uta, versatile across 3 different forms. Incredible unit. And then Luffy Yamato, again, a lot of people don't recognize how powerful this unit is and how much value they have for your account. As a friend captain, as your captain, they're a phenomenal dual unit. Like, they're just phenomenal. I love Luffy Yamato. I've been saying this since day one. I'm a day one Luffy Yamato fan. As for the regular Super Sugos, regular Sugo, sorry. Momo's great. Black Maria ulti is good because they're new. Jack is nice, and then the rest really actually suck. Like, there's nothing really good here that I would, like to see. Shanks' crew dupes for his PvP for 6+. Yeah, that could be nice. Carrot for her level limit break could be nice. As for everything else, it's just like, you know, it's hard copium. Like, it's actually hard copium. Law, one of Law's great. He gets 6+, he's awesome. Odin, Brook, Super Tandem Law is nice, but he's been on, like, every single banner since. Hiyori is a great pickup if you're missing Hiyori, and then, like, Super Tandem Whitebeard's, like, cool. So, Part 3, honestly, it's pretty weak, if I'm honest. Yeah, Part 3, yeah. Normally they make Part 3, like, glow, and they definitely did with the Super Sugos, but, as for, like, the other characters, they're not exactly that great. Nice limited pull steps. Like, Odin there, just, like, it's a huge L. You pull Odin as a new player, like, man, you're crying, like, which sucks, because Momo's so good for new players. I just don't see why they would put Odin here. Like, Roger would have been perfect. Roger would have been just, perfect. The limited pull step is really, really good because they get rid of Odin there, and that's awesome. As for the rate boosted characters on all parts, that Usopp's really, really good. That Brook is amazing, especially if you have Zoro. The 2 new characters are what you really want to see, and then the rest is kind of whatever. A bunch of side characters. So, all in all, my recommendations for summoning, if you are a newer player, or an endgame player alike, I would highly recommend doing the first 6 multis on Part 1. First 6 multis on Part 1 is phenomenal value. Phenomenal value. You're guaranteed a Sugo on 5 on a 15% red rate, and one of them is a rate boosted character. Remember, it's a rate boosted Sugo red character. So if we go down here, and we take a look at the rate boosted Sugo Fest characters, you're looking at this pool right here, including Luffy. That's what you're looking at on your 6 multi. Those characters right there. Yes, there's some that suck. I hear you. I definitely hear you. But this percentage of pulling Luffy or Momo is probably the best value you'll get for 6 multis. So, love to see that. As for the rest of the parts, if you want Momo, someone on Momo's part, I do think part 3 is very, very weak. Luffy Yamato is a shining light there, but like you could pick them up in part 1. Again, low chance, but I would take the gamble if it was me. Unless you're a whale, then go for gold. But I do think getting your hands on Gear 5 is going to be essential for your account moving forward. So, after you've done 6 multis on part 1, I would look at something on part 2. Remember, if you really want Gear 5, start on part 2. If you really want Momo, start on that. I'm not going to stop you, but just looking to the future, and with Luffy getting a 6+, I do think spending a lot of your gems here is going to be the play. If you can get, say, to the 30th pull, you're awesome. You're golden. If you can say you can get to the 10th multi, and then you have 6 multis after that, I would dive back over to part 1. So, doing like 10 on Luffy's part, because the next 6 multis after that kind of suck. Like, there's nothing valuable there. Do they even... Yeah, they have a Sugo race. Okay, yeah. The next 6 multis there are just like, whatever. When you could dive over to part 1, and you could actually just get better value, because you're getting like a Sugo, rate boosted Sugo. Sugo, rate boosted Sugo. So, a lot of value there. And that would be the play. But like I said, I would highly recommend most people prioritizing Gear 5. Gear 5 should be your priority. He's the newest 6+, newest 6 and 6+ Super Sugo, and they are putting a lot of eggs in the baskets with this release. I wasn't super overwhelmed by the character's release, but with the 6+ around the corner, you can bet your ass they're probably going to be doing some nice things. But let me know what you guys are going to do in the comment section below. While you're down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.